Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Get Into Yoruba podcast. It is me, your host, Lade Odenubi, back again with another one. And today I'm joined again by Seun. Seun, how are you?
Hi, Lady. It's good to be here. It's exciting to be here. Glad to have. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. In today's episode, we are going to be following on from the prepositions episode we did previously, and we're going to be doing prepositions part 2. And I believe we're going to be, is it prepositions?
On time and manner.
Prepositions on time and manner. Seun will go into it further as he, takes the lesson for us. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the episode, like I always say, please do, if you haven't already, please do go follow us on Instagram, on TikTok at Get Into Yoruba. Follow us, also subscribe to our, Spotify page. We're also on Apple Podcasts. We're on all the places that you want to get a podcast. We're there. Please do comment, like the content, share the content. It's super important. It allows a lot of people to see the content and to engage with it as well. Please also do go and find Seun's details on our pages so that you can get one-to-one lessons, because it's super important that we invest our time and our resources into learning our languages. So now that I've done my whole thing, and I hope you've done your bit, we'll get into the content. Over to you, Seun.
All right. So continue with prepositions. We already talked about the ones that speak to location and direction the last time. Today we're going to be talking about the ones that speak to time and manner. Now, just a bit more, I don't know if I should call it a disclaimer. So first of all, the list they are not exhaustive, right? So there can be more prepositions. But these ones have like really regular use cases. So with the examples that we have in these episodes, and even more examples you can build on. Like I said again, you can always ask those questions in the comment section so like we can respond to them. And even the ones that we're going to be doing today, we're just going to be picking some examples, right? So another thing I want to say is that now you can make statements without prepositions, right? But those statements would just be left hanging.
Right.
Okay. Like if I say I went, okay, you went to where? So you say I went to school. So to is preposition in that situation.
Yeah.
So that's why prepositions just come to add in, really. But the statements can really stand. So the ones we see today, we'll see how they work that way.
Right.
All right. So the first one we're going to be looking at is prepositions on time. Right. So I'm going to be looking at 2 of them.
Okay.
So in English, for the sake of English, so before and after.
Right.
So how would you use before and after as a preposition, even in statements? All right. So let me make this example statement. I came before Lade.
Right. Like as in you arrived here.
I arrived before Lade. Right. So I don't know. I'm making a boost now. So saying I arrived before Lade, of course, like we said, you can say I arrived, or you can just say I came. Right? But before Lade now puts in context.
Right.
Based on the time.
Right.
So how would you say that in Yoruba? Right. So in Yoruba, or before, to say before in Yoruba, you can say shaju.
Shaju.
Yes. Shaju is like broken down from shiwaju, that's ahead of, sort of, right? So to say I came before Lade or I arrived before Lade, you say Mode shaju Lade.
Mode shaju Lade.
Nice. Mode shaju Lade. Now, another way you can say that, and the reason I'm giving another way is because I feel like there are even more conventional ways to make that same statement. Right? But shaju is the one word I would say would be before. You can say Mode ki Lade to de.
Right.
Mode, remember that one stays.
I arrived.
Mode ki Lade to de.
Mode ki Lade to de.
Yeah. So the thing with this alternative now is that it makes you have to put in a bit more to just saying Lade.
Right.
So
but the key Lade today is more like colloquial, more everyday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is more.
Yeah.
Is
And
more,
shaju is correct, but more like
I'll say more native.
native.
Yeah.
Right.
Just to expand again on the second example of kilade todi. For example, if it was a matter of I ate before lade ate, right? So it will be mo jẹun kilade to jẹun.
Mo jẹun kilade to jẹun. Okay.
Yes.
Mo jẹun kilade
To
to
jẹun.
jẹun. And how do I say it with like a he arrived before me?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So using that, so ode kin to de.
Ode kin to de.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And or like if you want to say he ate before I ate. Oje.
O jẹun.
O jẹun. Kin to jẹun.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay. That's
Yeah. So o jẹun kin to jẹun. So
okay, that's interesting. That's before.
Yes, that's before. So after now, after
Ooh, question. Sorry, that was alarming. I didn't
no qualms, yeah.
How can you use it in the same sense as like before I eat, I will shower?
Okay.
Does that work in the same way or is it a different thing? Because
it works in the same way for the second example that we have.
For kintsude?
Yes.
Okay,
so,
tell us.
If you have to use shaju at the beginning of a statement, it might mean something like in the beginning. It might mean something like that.
Okay.
So
okay, we can park shaju for now.
Yes.
Because kintsude is the main character current. At the moment.
Yeah. So in the case of before I eat, I would shower.
Okay.
So you say kinto jeon maawe.
Kinto jeon maawe.
Yes. Maawe is the same as saying mumawe.
Okay.
Yes, I will shower.
Kinto jeon maawe.
Yes.
So, okay, nice.
So kinto jeon before I eat.
Maawe.
Yeah.
Or if I want to say kinto Jade.
Maafobo.
Maybe
you're showing your mom that you do the dishes, so she's not scared. You say you want to go out.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, okay. So that's before.
Nice,
right?
interesting.
Thank you for the question. You actually put some more context. So after now, so again, like I said, prepositions in Yoruba are not like prepositions in English, so we are not bound by those things. So for some other prepositions we learned the name of the word and then put ni before it and then made it an L. If you remember that in the former episodes.
Yes.
So for behind or after you incorporate the word behind. So behind is ẹ̀yìn. Yes. Okay. So ní ẹ̀yìn. So lẹ́yìn. Yes.
Okay.
So mo dé lẹ́yìn Ládé.
Mo dé lẹ́yìn Ládé.
Yes. So that one is acting like shaju now.
Okay, you arrived after me.
Yes.
Right. So you could say mo jẹun lẹ́yìn Ládé.
Yes, mo jẹun lẹ́yìn Ládé.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, and if you want to try to change the position of lẹ́yìn, you could say lẹ́yìn Ládé ni mo dé.
Lẹ́yìn Ládé ni mo dé.
Yes.
Right. After Lade I arrived. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So is it possible to then say after I shower, I'll go out? Does that work in the same way?
So after I shower, I will go out.
Or is it different?
I would say interesting enough that because of that, I feel like I would say that in another way.
Okay.
So I would say Timbati weton ma jáde.
Okay.
Yes.
So okay, so because it's like shaju in the sense that like shaju doesn't really work as well. You can't just take it in that way. So say just for the listeners, tell me how you say after.
Okay. So
like after, tell me how you say after I.
When I started, okay, so timba jeun. Okay, timba weton. Right, so that's like timba weton is like saying if I finish having my bath.
Okay.
Yeah.
Timba weton.
Yes, timba weton. So that's framing the concept, but in another
Okay,
statement
fair
entirely.
enough, fair
So
enough.
timba weton, timba jeonton. It
Majade.
almost feels like saying something else entirely, but
Yeah. I guess
really
it's
is
like
that
one of those
idea
examples that we say where like Yoruba and English aren't like you
following the
can't
same rules.
directly transfer
Yeah.
it because the same way that in English you just say after I, but in Yoruba you kind of have to frame it like once I'm done showering, I will go out.
Yes. Although, I mean, there are cases, just we already made one example of using lẹ́yìn at the beginning of statement, like lẹ́yìn lade ni mo dé.
Yeah.
But in English terms, that would be like saying you're speaking in passive voice because mode lẹ́yìn lade is the active voice.
Yeah.
So passive here would be lẹ́yìn lade ni mo dé. You are just switching
Right.
up the statement. So it can pass on for some statements. But in the statements where I want to say after I shower, I would go out. I think the closest way you can try to say that if you want to use lẹ́yìn will be lẹ́yìn tí n bá wẹ̀ tán ni màá jáde.
But it sounds clunky, even the way you're saying it. It sounds like you don't hear that
lẹ́yìn.
often. So let's just do a roundup of what we've learned so far.
Okay, so we've done shaju.
Shaju.
Yeah, which is before.
Right.
And then the alternative of that would be ki, the noun, to the verb that we had.
Okay.
Mode, that's the verb.
Yes. So ki to de.
Yes.
Or ki
yemi
to de.
Yeah.
Ki yemi to jeun.
Yeah.
Ki yemi to we.
Yes. Because the reason you're repeating the verb is because your statement is saying that I did that verb, I performed that action before this particular person. So it will always follow that same.
Interesting. Rhythm. Okay.
And then we've not lẹ́yìn, yes. Lẹ́yìn, which is now much more straightforward. So mo dé lẹ́yìn Ṣadé, mo dé lẹ́yìn Yẹmí. What else is there any? I'm trying to think if there are any other examples that might be good.
For lẹ́yìn, right? Yeah, for lẹ́yìn. Okay. I finished school before my brother. How do you say that?
Okay.
Can you use lane or after? Sorry, lane's after.
Yes,
Can
after.
you use it in that way?
After my brother. So I finished school after my brother.
Yeah. Can you use it in that way?
Mo parí ilé ìwé lẹ́yìn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. That's ẹ̀gbọ́n being older sibling now.
Brother.
So mo parí ilé ìwé lẹ́yìn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Yeah, that can fly. Yeah, that can fly. Because I can't think of any other way I would say it. Yeah. Like right now, but yeah, lẹ́yìn can fly there.
Okay. So you use lẹ́yìn. You can use it at the beginning, but you typically use it as we've used it. So
yes, in the middle.
Mo parí
ilé ìwé
lẹ́yìn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi.
Yeah, that's
so I finished school after my brother.
Yeah.
Cool. Interesting. I get it. I hope you get it too.
All right. So that's for time.
Yes.
Prepositions that show time. So now prepositions that show manner, like how something is done. We're going to focus on two as well. We're going to focus on with and without.
Okay.
Right. So how would you say I went to the market with my friend.
Mo lọ sọ́jà.
Yeah.
Pẹ̀lú, is that correct?
Yeah.
Ọ̀rẹ́ mi.
Yeah. Very correct. Yay. Mo lọ sọ́jà pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́ mi. So pẹ̀lú is
with.
Down. Yes, with.
Okay.
With. So pẹ̀lú again pẹ̀lú is like ṣáájú now.
Okay.
Right. So but maybe you can use pẹ̀lú, and this is the angle I feel like we are coming in. I feel like it's a new way of saying things that people speak Yoruba with English.
Right.
Okay. So because this is how it is said in English, so you try to force the Yoruba grammar to follow that rule. So it's not necessarily correct in English grammar, because this is how concepts are understood in Yoruba.
Yeah.
So it can make us have like a, how will I say it, a makeshift for something to say in Yoruba, but really it doesn't sound as Yoruba it could be. So like for example, that same statement I could say with my friend, I went to the market. Pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́ mi mo lọ sọ́jà. No, it's not mean anything in
Okay, yeah,
Yoruba.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
to be out
So
of
it
it. So it
has to be
really just
Molo,
Soja
Soja, Pelu,
Pelu.
or
Yeah,
Remy.
so Pelu has to be coming after the statement that is being merged with another statement.
Okay.
All right. So, and just like we said earlier, before the prepositions themselves, the statements can stand.
Right.
So, mode. So, but you now put
It gives
shaju,
more, it
lade,
allows you to just like say more or like give more
give more.
context.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Or
Right.
like molo soja now.
Yes.
So, without putting pelu or remi, we don't know who you went to. We just thought you went to the market.
Right.
And then, so for without, which is the second one, without to kind of follows how laying is, and some of the other ones have had the L. So I see.
Huh? I see.
So C is like ha. No. Let me not break down C because there's a C already means two words. So I see is like not being or not available.
I see.
Yeah.
I've never heard that in my life.
Thank you, Diana.
In my life.
Let me give you a disclaimer. Please don't break it down this way. Just use it as a full. I'm just trying to do an etymology.
Okay.
So ni I see is like so I already said I see is like not available.
Yes.
So ni I see is like it's almost like saying it's not available.
Right.
Yes. So lycee.
Lycee.
Yes.
Okay, fine. I've heard that before.
Yes. So that is without.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So how do you say go to the market without me?
Okay.
Oh no, what is this? Is this complicated too?
No, well, it's not, right? It's not. the idea is just that lycee does not fall in that bracket.
How do you you tell me what falls within the bracket, or like how to use a lycee in a sentence.
Okay, how to use lycee in a statement at least.
Yes.
So you could say I ate without meat.
Okay.
So mo jẹun láìsí ẹran.
Mo jẹun láìsí ẹran.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Ẹran is meat.
Yeah, ẹran is meat. So to make the statement that go to the market without me. So I cannot really say, I can't say lọ sọ́jà láìsí mi.
Okay, it doesn't. Is it like it works for like objects? So like, does it work for?
Yeah, it works more for objects.
Yeah, it's harder to do for people. But if you're saying, can I say I bought this without this? Would that work with lycee? Like mora. I don't know why you would ever say this sentence, but like mora bata lycee. I don't know.
Maybe I cooked the dish and I didn't put salt in it.
Okay.
So I can say modano lycee yo.
Modano lycee. Dano is to cook.
Yes.
Modano lycee iyo, which is salt.
Salt, yeah.
Okay, so it works better for objects.
Yeah, it works
okay,
better
that's
for
helpful.
Objects.
That's like kind of a helpful way to think about it.
Yeah. I was actually racking my head around how I would make that statement that, so you can go
without
to the market without me.
But I feel like you would have to say it in a different way. You'd have to say something like
else.
Go and I'll stay at home, or like go and like eat. I feel like it probably doesn't translate in the same way.
Of course, because you already established that you're not going to use lycee anyway. So you say it's just maybe I'm trying my best now to say without.
Yes. Forget without. So if we want to say you go to the market, you go to the market, I'm staying home. Like that's the same thing, right? Like if like my mom was saying to me, you go to the market, I'm staying home. So you could say like lo soja mum I don't know. Do you know what I mean? You like, how do you say that? I'm gonna be at home. Like I'll be at home.
Yeah, well, one way that I know you can say now, you can say le family lo soja.
Yes, exactly. See that, and that's the same idea. Message, but you can't, but not with lycee.
Yes, so this is you saying you can leave me and go to the market.
Yes, exactly.
Le family lo soja.
So that's lo soja. Yeah, that makes sense.
That would be a more conventional way to say you can go without me.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, interesting. So we've learned
Shaju.
Shaju.
Le.
Ki.
So ki ki lade to the verb.
Verb. Yes. Ki, subject to verb.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we've done
ki object actually, because mo in this case mode. So I arrived.
okay, ki
Mode
whatever.
ki
It's very difficult to categorize.
object to verb.
Say it again.
Mode ki subject to object to verb.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. And then we've done lei.
Yes, we did lei. Yes, for after.
After. And then we also did belu for
Belu,
with.
yeah.
And laisi for without when you're talking about like objects, like things, not people. Okay, interesting. Do we have anything? I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to ask or any other thoughts. Do you have any other thoughts? Do you have anything else to add?
I think that there's a lot of questions.
There's a lot of questions.
Yes, because the episodes we do are bit-sized and like they're just focused on particular statements,
Right.
how to do, and really they help you to say some statements and make some statements. However, all the questions that you have are valid and they can be asked. So you don't be like, oh, okay, so Seun taught me to say this, but I don't know how to say this. So feel free to just ask. And if there is another way. But ultimately, you have to understand that English and Yoruba are not, they are different languages.
Completely.
So having to explain one with one at the best of it is a limitation.
Yes.
Because one language is already in one particular setting. So having to say, oh, this is how you say this, it's not, yeah. So ask all the questions, yeah.
Ask the questions, and it's also why I say you should get your one-to-one lessons. Seun can even if you get he'll spend the whole time, every single question one by one, he'll answer them. So you have to practice, you have to take the time to get one-on-one lessons. And like we always say, this is to give you a tool so you can practice things. And if you do have any questions, please do comment on Spotify, comment on our Instagram, any of our other pages, and we will answer your questions. Or if you think that there's a specific thing that you want to like learn about, of course, comment and we'll look into doing an episode about that or answering those specific questions. But this has been a really helpful, really informative episode. I hope that you also took a lot out of it. I did. I certainly did. And we will catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.